Protest in Zamfara after bandit attack leaves about 20 dead. Kano governor sacks 2 aides over drug baron bail, palliative scandal. Lagos community leaders sound alarm over increasing divorce rates, cite causes. In the foreign scene, Iran investigates 20 arrested over alleged links with Israel. Good evening, this is News Update on Trust TV. I am Chiamaka Nwafo. Thank you for joining us on the news. Hundreds of residents from Adabaka community in Bukum local government area of Zamfara State this Saturday took to the streets in an anger-charged march, demanding urgent intervention from the Nigerian government to stem the bloodshed from frequent terrorist attacks in their community. The latest attack followed the alleged withdrawal of security forces in the early hours of Saturday, a move residents say opened the door for terror. Moments after the withdrawal, bandits reportedly stormed the town, killing about 20 people and allegedly carting away their bodies. Reports say those abducted include women, children, and the elderly. The first tragedy came 24 hours after another protest shook Zamfara's Kauranamodu local government area, where grieving women clad in black decried the slaughter of over 100 villagers in Jimarawa, despite official claims the bandit groups had been decimated. The Zamfara State Police Command is yet to issue a statement on the attack.
Gwamnatin tarayya wallahi mu an zalunce mu idan aka dauke mu wannan jami'an tsaro. Gwamnatin jihar Zamfara ta sani ta yi iyakan kokarin ta tabbatar da wallahi an mai kai jami'an tsaron.
The City Police Command has killed a suspected member of One Chance gang following a shootout between the duo. A statement issued on Saturday by the command spokesperson Josephine Ade said 6 members of the gang were arrested while the operational vehicle and other items belonging to the assailants were recovered. Ade explained that while on routine patrol with 2 vehicles on Wednesday, operatives of the command cited a victim, later identified as Angel Patrick, being pushed out of a moving vehicle along Kubwa Expressway. She said the operatives stopped to rescue the victim and immediately conveyed her to Zankwochi Hospital, Mabushi, for urgent medical attention. According to her, another team of operatives comprising undercover officers pursued the fleeing suspects to the Aso area of Mararaba, Nasarawa State. According to the police spokesperson, following a hot chase and a fierce gun duel, the suspects were forcefully halted and arrested. She identified the suspects as Daniel Benson, Uche Thomas, and Tokwe Ola, all males from Pape, and Jude Simon of Maraba. In Kano State, the governor Abba Kabir Yusuf has approved the immediate dismissal of 2 senior special assistants following damning findings from investigative committees probing separate cases of misconduct. This was contained in a statement issued on Saturday by the Secretary to the State Government, Umar Farouk Ibrahim. According to a dismissal letter issued on Friday by the Secretary to the State Government, Sharada, who was directed to hand over all government properties in his possession to the Permanent Secretary Research, Evaluation and Political Affairs, Office of the SSG, on or before the close of work on Monday, 11th August 2025. He was also cautioned against parading himself henceforth as a public officer under the present administration. Similarly, the governor relieved Tessiu Adamu Alamin Roba, Senior Special Assistant, Cabinet Office, of his appointment after his arrest for rebagging palliative grains at a warehouse in Sharada in 2024. Roba has since been arraigned in court and is facing charges of theft and criminal conspiracy for allegedly diverting public assets. Former Minister of Transportation Rotimi Amaechi has vowed that he would change the Nigerian constitution if elected president in 2027. Amaechi made the vow while speaking during an X-Space tagged Weekend Politics on Friday. He also vowed to end corruption within 1 month as president or resign. He also alleged that some influential people in the country visit the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, to steal money. Amaechi further described Yakubu Mahmood as the worst chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. He said he would not reverse the removal of subsidy if elected president, direct the funds into the pockets of Nigerians. A former governor of Abia State, Okezie Ikpeazu's deputy, Chuku, has formally resigned his membership of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. Chuku was a deputy to Ikpeazu from May 2015 to May 2023. His resignation letter, dated August 5 and obtained by our correspondent, cited personal reasons for the move. He expressed appreciation to the PDP for its support over the years and wished the party well in its future endeavors. Chuku's resignation from the PDP followed his exit to the governor of Abia State, his visit to the governor, Dr. Alex Ochi. During his visit to Oti, Chuku was reported to not have stated that Oti had earned himself re-election in 2027. Following his visit to Oti, Chuku was said to have been removed from all the Abia PDP stakeholders groups in the state. In Benue State, the State House of Assembly has declined to honor correspondence from Governor Hyson earlier, seeking the screening and confirmation of nominees for commissioner positions in the State Executive Council. The House took the decision during a plenary presided by the Speaker, Hyson Dajo. Here's more in this report.
The move followed a motion of urgent public importance informing the House that the governor has refused to honor any resolution of the House and has treated members with total disregard. Members who contributed said the decision was not aimed at stunning governance, but to compel the executive arm to respect legislative independence and fulfill prior commitments. They stated that they are not against the screening of commissioners, but the governor must first honor agreements and respect the resolutions of the House. The House demanded that the governor should immediately give official vehicles to the affected members, give effect to the suspension notices issued to the suburb chairman, Chuku Local Government Council chairman, and the Executive Secretary, Benue State Sports Lottery and Marketing Board.
That despite this hallowed resolution duly passed and transmitted, the governor has moved, ignored, neglect, failed, or refused to act and send signaling amounting to counter and illegal to the House.
Mr. Speaker, this parliament should not condone a situation where it is cajoled, where it is ridiculed, where it is reduced. It is not correct. We made certain resolutions here that were very, very genuine, and we believe they were for the interest of the people of Benue.
The House also resolved that the suburb chairman must be suspended with the local government chairman and the executive secretary of lottery must be suspended. Is that taken?
Yeah.
The House also resolved that anything, any letter from the government, the House will not also honor it. The mentioned person has been suspended by the government. It's taken. The House also resolved that the 7 cars must be presented to members before you take anything from the government. Is that taken? The House also resolved that RCS, the pending ones, also must be paid. Majority leader, you have a lot of work to do before we entertain anything from the government. Is that also taken? So over to you, the majority leader, the minority leader, and the Chuku. Those are the demands of the House. And convey them to citizens.
The House resolved not to honor or entertain any other correspondence from the executive arm of government until the executive governor complies with the demands.
President Bola Tinubu has approved measures aimed at improving the welfare of pensioners under the Defined Benefit Scheme, DBS. A statement issued by Head of Corporate Communications at the Pension Transitional Arrangement Directorate (PTAD), Olugbenga Ajayi, said the development marks a significant milestone in Nigeria's pension reform efforts. Ajayi also noted that PTAD had previously settled arrears related to the first pension increment of 20% to 28%, which came into effect in January 2024. The approvals, which aligned with the President's renewed hope agenda, contained the immediate implementation of an extra budgetary allocation to enforce new pension rates for DBS pensioners. The President also endorsed the adoption of a proposed pension harmonization policy, which will be incorporated into the 2026 pension budget. President Bola Tinubu has approved the appointment of Professor Matthew Adamu as the acting Vice-Chancellor of Yakubu Gowon University, Abuja, formerly known as University of Abuja, for a period of 3 months. The announcement was conveyed in an official letter dated 8 August 2025, signed by Abel O. Ehitan, Permanent Secretary of the Federal Ministry of Education. Professor Adamu, a fellow of the College of Veterinary Surgeons of Nigeria and Knight of St. Mulumba, currently serves in the Department of Veterinary Parasitology and Entomology at the College of Veterinary Medicine, Joseph Saruntaraka University, Markadi. His appointment takes effect from Monday, 11 August 2025, and he is tasked with overseeing the university's leadership transition. The ministry also extended its congratulations and expressed confidence in Professor Adamu's ability to steer the institution during the interim period. Yakubu Gowon University, formerly known as University of Abuja, is undergoing administrative restructuring following its recent renaming and leadership transition. Two more stories. The rising rate of divorce among present-day couples has raised alarming concerns that many believe must be addressed urgently. In Lagos, community leaders have linked this growing trend to improper home training and a lack of mutual respect between partners. Victoria Chokolo spoke with some of the community leaders to uncover the reasons behind the increasing number of divorces in the country. Her report is presented from our studio.
While some attribute the trend mainly to financial issues, others say the deeper causes go beyond money. In many homes, financial stability has taken precedence over love and genuine emotional connection, adding that many young women today seek already established partners, while men too look for women who are financially secure. While decrying what they call improper upbringing amongst these couples, they further highlighted the influence of Western lifestyles as another contributing factor to marital breakdown.
Home training. There's a proverb that says you can't give what you don't have. So as a mother, when you cannot train your female children, either it's a female children or a man, if you cannot train them as the way you should train them when they are still very young, when they are still living with you, it will cause problem in their future when they get married. Because what I mean by home training is that a mother, you need to train your female children on how to behave by the time they get married.
Home training, first thing, before you say that you want to marry, you have to get home training. And you have to support your husband. Not that money is everything. If love is the first thing before you say that you want to marry, because else there is no love, there is nothing.
I think it's causing is that they have forgotten the tradition. Are you with me? They have forgotten the tradition. Before, in those days, if you want to marry or your son want to marry, you see a lady that you would like to marry, both the mother and the father will go and find out how that family is. The same thing with the man, parents, they will go and find out. But now, civilization have spoiled everything. If they do big wedding today, now before 3 months, you don't divorce.
This weekend, next week, next month, as many as those that want to go into new life and marriages, I want to say that let love speak through the mercy and that forgiving spirit, because God had established that we shall live together as helpmates.
To reduce the rising divorce rate in the society, community leaders advised couples to practice mutual respect, communicate effectively, and allow love, not money, to be the guiding principle in their homes.
The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, on Friday inaugurated 2 committees to address the land issues at River Park Estate and abuse of the Land Use Act in FCT. Wike, while inaugurating the committees in Abuja, described the 2 issues as very important in streamlining the activities of the FCT administration on emerging land matters. He said the committee has 2 weeks to conclude the assignment, adding that there would be no extension of time.
Sometimes government will give out letters of intent to those who say they want to develop mouse house, and government will always have an agreement, or what they call memorandum of understanding. We find out in most cases these clauses or these agreements are being violated. And so this committee is to look into the issues that have to do with River Park Estate and advise the government the necessary step to take in order to correct some of these anomalies. And the assignment must be concluded in 2 weeks' time. There will be no extension. There will be no extension of time. So if it requires you to sit from morning to night, maybe so. We're not going to delay.
On business scene, foreign direct investments into Nigeria dropped sharply by 70.06% quarter-on-quarter to $126.29 million in the first quarter of 2025. This is according to the latest capital importation report released by the National Bureau of Statistics. The drop in FDI in the first 3 months of 2025 occurred despite an overall increase in capital importation into the country to $5.64 billion, an increase for $5.09 billion in the same quarter of 2024 and $3.38 billion in the quarter 1 2024. This indicates that foreign investors are favoring short-term financial instruments in Nigeria over long-term ones. Meanwhile, on a year-on-year basis, FDI posted a modest growth of 5.97% compared to $119.18 million. A further breakdown showed that 2.24% of total capital was imported into the country in quarter 1 2025, down from 8.29% in the preceding quarter, and below the 3.53% recorded in quarter 1 2024. Iran's judiciary on Saturday said it was investigating the cases of 20 people arrested over their suspected links with Israel following the 12-day war between the two arch foes. Iran's intelligence agency said in late July that it had identified and arrested 20 spies, Mossad operational and support agents, and elements connected Israel's intelligence officers in Tehran, as well as several other provinces. In mid-June, Israel launched an unprecedented bombing campaign against Iran, triggering a war during which Iran responded with missile and drone strikes. The Israeli offensive killed senior military commanders, nuclear scientists, and hundreds of others, striking both military and nuclear sites, as well as residential areas. Iran has since vowed swift trials for those arrested on suspicion of collaborating with Israel. On Wednesday, Iranian authorities executed by hanging Rosebeh Vardi, a man convicted of spying for Israel by passing on information about Iranian nuclear sites and scientists. Former Super Eagles for John Otaka has been appointed the new manager of Montpellier HSC women's team, replacing outgoing boss Frederick Mendy. Otaka will share coaching duties with Baptiste Merle until the end of the current campaign, with both working closely under the guidance of sporting director Jean-Louis Says. The appointment is a milestone for Otaka, making him the only African manager in France's top-tier women's league. Otaka's connection to Montpellier runs deep. During his active days, the 43-year-old was instrumental in helping the men's team clinch the 2011-2012 League One crown, famously scoring twice in the final match to secure the club's first ever championship. He returned in 2020 as a youth team attacking coach and briefly managed the women's side in 2021. Since retiring in 2018, the Enugu star has dedicated himself to coaching, earning his UEFA A license in 2022 and most recently serving as assistant coach for Montpellier's under-19 men's team. On a sad note, former Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Audu Ogbe, has passed away at the age of 78. He died on Saturday. A statement by the Ogbe family on Saturday said the elder statesman died peacefully. The family described Ogbe as a man who departed peacefully, leaving behind a legacy of integrity, service, and dedication to the nation and community. The family said it is comforted by the many lives he touched and the example he set. Family also stated that funeral details will be announced in due course and expressed appreciation to friends, colleagues and well-wishers for their prayers and support. May his soul rest in peace. That concludes news updates at this time. For more of our news, programs, documentary, do follow us on our social media platform and on our YouTube live stream. I am Chiamaka Nwafo. Thank you for joining us at this time. Good evening.